Welcome back to the Sports Desk YouTube. We appreciate you guys for taking time out to check out the latest content from the Sports Desk Live. I'm your man, I'm your guy. One more time, your favorite sportsologist, Dedrick L. Hicks Jr. And appreciate you guys for stopping through.
And this your man Black. We are back once again for another episode. One of your favorite sports artists back in the building. D, you already know what it is, man. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. All right, so we're back. We're gonna recap the NBA free agency. We're going to talk a little bit Olympic men's basketball. Kind of in the drove seasons of sports right now. We do have the Olympics to hold us over until we get the NFL training camp, but we do have some unique topics to discuss as we inch through the Olympics and get to the upcoming NFL and college football season. All right, so hopefully everyone out there is doing well, doing fantastic, doing great. And as always, if you appreciate the content, you're liking what you're seeing, you're liking what you're hearing, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that thumbs up. And if you're watching on the playback, it does wonders to hit that thumbs up. It pushes us out through the algorithm to let more people know that there's an upcoming sports channel, the Sports Desk Live, out of Jacksonville, Florida. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And Black, we're going to go ahead and tap into kind of a recap of the NBA free agency of 2024. We've had obviously we have some movement. We have some big time players in different spots. But free agency in the NBA is always a spectacle. Notably, basketball players are more noticeable than football players, unless you're a quarterback or your name is Patrick Mahomes. But you can see basketball players. You know what LeBron looks like. You know what Kawhi and Paul George and AD and Steph Curry, we know what they look like. It's always something going on in the NBA. It's drama at its highest, whether you're talking NBA playoffs, finals, free agency, NBA draft, so forth and so on. But Black, let's go ahead and get into some of your notable free agency moves with this past free agency period for the NBA.
Yeah, man, it was the NBA always in free agency, man. They always give you things you'd be like, wow, didn't see them going there or anything else, but or anything else like that. It's very exciting when it comes to NBA free agency, way more exciting than NFL. But there's so many key players, man, on key teams, and um, the one move that I do like, it wasn't even free agency. It was via trade. Was Murray going to New Orleans Pelicans? If they can find a way to keep Bi over there and have him running the point D, I think that could be a really nice starting five over there with him, Bi, and they got oh man, I'm forgetting his name.
Zion,
Zion,
CJ
yeah.
McCollum.
Jimmy, CJ McCullough, Valanciunas. They did lose him, so that'll be a hole they'll have to find a way to fix. But I like him in New Orleans. I kind of low key like DeMar DeRozan in Sacramento. That'll be a nice look for them. It'll give them more scoring. Probably need defense. I don't know how that's going to look for them, but scoring wise, they should up it a bit with DeRozan being in that starting five now. And I also like the biggest one was Paul George going to Philly. That was a shock to me. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see him going to Philly. I thought he would have stayed put and with the Clippers, but he went elsewhere, and it was shocking. Now you got him, Maxey, and Joel Embiid together. That's going to be very scary. And you don't have to. He don't have to worry about being the number one option. He's going to be the third guy. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I feel like all three of those teams got better in free agency, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Paul George will be able to do now that he's back in the East with Philly. I'm putting Philly up. I think Philly, Boston. I mean Philly, Boston, New York. Man, they right up there. It's super close between them with the requirements that I mean with the with the add-ons they got in free agencies. Plus, Boston's team is already they're just coming off a championship. They're together, and then New York being able to get what's the guy from Brooklyn
Mikal
Nets,
Bridges.
Mikal, get him over there. The East is gonna be tough, D. I'm looking forward to seeing how those three teams are going next year and the next season. So I'm excited about it. But those are three of the big ones that really stood out to me.
I think for me, free agency was what it always is. There wasn't a lot of, a lot of booms with this free agency. You had some trades. Like you said, the biggest piece was Paul George leaving the Clippers, heading out to Philadelphia. There was other moves. DeRozan's going to Sacramento. Mikal Bridges going to New York, like you mentioned. But I thought a really sneaky, low-key championship move was OKC acquiring Caruso and Valanciunas. This team will be ready to make a run at the NBA Finals next year. You know, when a team wins a title like the Boston Celtics, you got to gear up to beat the champion. And a few teams did that. I do like Clay going to Dallas is going to provide more shooting for Luka and Kyrie. So much ISO ball we saw in the finals. And when you get to that high level competition for a championship, you got to have knockdown shooters. I mean, look at every NBA champion ever. After the stars, what happened? Well, the role players hit shots. And for the Mavericks, no one hit shots. I still believe Clay has game. I just think his time in Golden State had came to an end. It kind of ended pretty bitterly. I'm not going to say ugly, but bitterly for him not to get what he wanted after they won a championship just 3 years ago. So for him going to Dallas is a key move. Love the Thunder's acquisitions, but, you know, the one team that I felt needed to do something didn't. And that was the Minnesota Timberwolves. They added some small pieces, but I don't think they did anything to help give themselves an opportunity to get to the finals. The Denver Nuggets was another team. They were in cap hell. They lost KCP. That's going to hurt. They re-signed Jamal Murray, which they had to do. But now they're going to trust their, Christian Braun to come off and, give, I guess, more on the offensive side. He's not the best defender, but you're going to lose something with KCP. Aaron Gordon and Porter, they're getting older. And especially Gordon. Gordon's been in the league for quite some time. Not saying they don't have game left, but Denver's window wasn't that big in the first place. Now, when you have Nikola Jokic, the 3-time MVP, your window is going to be a window. No disrespect to the Joker. But to win a championship, you got to have those little bitty pieces. And with the youth movement in the NBA, cap off to the Thunder. I mean, right now, they're my early pick to go to the NBA Finals next year. Because that Hartenstein move, that man is a dog. He's the dog. And to let Chet play the 4 and Chet don't got to touch the 5? What? Caruso, a bulldog of a defender. Like, dog, Shea is not going to have to be so much dependent on defensively with Caruso and Jalen Williams back there. Like, they made the perfect moves to their roster. Now, if Shea can take the next step, and that sounds crazy because he finished second in MVP, he was first team All-NBA, and he got his team to the second round in the playoffs. But when I say next step, I'm talking, can he elevate his game when he rises up against Anthony Edwards, when he rises up against Luka Doncic? We called it during the playoffs for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to be able to make that next move. The pieces are ready to go for OKC to be in the NBA Finals next season. And ultimately, I want to touch on this specific franchise. The Los Angeles Clippers, what the hell was y'all doing? How do you let Paul George leave your organization? I listened to the Podcast P show earlier today, and the disrespect to offer this man a 2-year, $60 million contract initially.
Oh, wow.
Wild. And
that's
then
wild.
He comes back and say, okay, Kawhi resigned. Just give me what Kawhi got with no trade clause, and we got a deal. I'll take a little bit less money to stay in LA. They didn't even want to do that. They stood pat on a 3-year, I think it was a 3-year, $110 million deal, with the third year being with the trade, with no trade clause, with the trade clause, and the third year being a team option. Paul George is not a dummy. Why would he sign a 3-year, 110 deal? Y'all can trade him. He didn't even get his money. He's maxed out at a 4-year, $200 million deal. That's what he can get. Why would he resign with y'all for that? So the Clippers lost this free agency. You kept Harden. He got a crazy deal. 2 years, $70 million.
That's wild.
2 years, $70 million. But you want to offer PG 2 years, $60? Am I missing something? So Lawrence Frank, I'm not going to put this on Ty Lue because he's the head coach. Lawrence Frank in the front office, what's up, bro? You opening a new arena. Kawhi historically hasn't stayed healthy. So why not bring PG and Kawhi to the new arena? But now you're hoping Kawhi can maintain the oomph. You're hoping that James Harden can ascend, because Harden got to go back to MVP Harden now. He got to go back to MVP Harden because there's no Paul George. You're going to lose Russell Westbrook as well. So
they didn't re-sign Westbrook.
No, he picked up his option, but the Clippers are looking to trade Westbrook. They're looking to trade him. So, and you know what, they may be reconsidering that now that PG walked out. So the ultimate winner of the NBA free agency is the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm going to say this, and I mean this. Boston is a fully loaded juggernaut that is built to go back to back. They are built to do it. I don't see a team in the NBA outside of the Philadelphia 76ers, if healthy, that could really threaten to take away the title from Boston. I love the Knicks. I love Brunson. I love Tibbs. The Mikal Bridges move was nice. They lost Hartenstein. Gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt losing Hartenstein. You get Randall back. They're gonna keep Julius. What is New York going to do with the wing play of Philadelphia? Oubre, George, and Maxey up top. Oh, my God. Brunson can't defend Maxey. He can't. Mikal ain't going to be able to defend Paul George. And then what are we going to do with the bigs on the inside if Joel is healthy? They're going to be lunch meat. Now, no disrespect to the Knicks. They will scratch, they will claw, they will fight. But if that is a playoff matchup, I just don't see how New York can muster up what it will take to beat that Philadelphia team. So I'm calling it now.
I agree with you, but I think it's going to be a little harder than what you think, D.
No, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Yeah. I just think the lineups. No, I'm just saying the matchups. The better options are in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but and then you also forgetting they might have they have Mikal Bridges also, but they did resign OG, so they have the wings to guard Philly. They do, they really do. With signing OG and then getting Mikal Bridges, they two of the better defenders in this league. They are now.
I hear,
but I see. I see exactly what you saying about Paul George and Paul Jackson. I get it, but they have the bodies to defend those guys.
Yeah,
I think the really match will be Embiid. Embiid's going to go crazy. I agree with you, Brunson, Maxey can't guard Brunson in my opinion. So that kind of aches itself out. But in my opinion, D, I think they do have the wings to guard. May not. We'll see how it's going to go. But OG and Mikal Bridges, they can hold their own.
Yeah, they can hold their own,
against those wings.
They can, but they're not the better defensive pair than what Oubre and Paul George provide. They're not. They're not. They're not better. They're not better. So I'm looking at who's better. I'm not pissing on the Knicks. The Knicks very well could end up in the conference finals next year. But if I had to put my paycheck on it today, I'm getting Boston, I'm getting Philly in the Eastern Conference Finals. And whatever happens is going to happen there. So you're right. The East is stacking up. Orlando made some really great moves. I love KCP coming down there to give them some experience and give them some defensive presence and some championship experience with that team. Orlando's going to be a top 4 team in the East next year. They're going to have home court in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs next year. They are. Cleveland, they couldn't do nothing. I thought it was a mistake for Donovan Mitchell to stay there. He wanted to get the 150 million. He could have took a pay cut and got a sign and trade and made 140. I don't know what's going on there. I guess he wanted to own Cleveland in, but if I was Donovan Mitchell, I would have been trying to get out.
Yeah.
I would have been trying to get out because you're not going to win in Cleveland. The four teams that we just named, Boston, Philly, New York, and Orlando, even though the Cleveland beat Orlando last year, I don't think Cleveland's going to be better than Orlando this year.
Do you think the coaching hire had something to do with
I do.
Mitchell staying? That's a good hire.
It's a good hire, but
yeah,
I get, Mitchell's in the point of his career. Don't you want to win?
He done made a lot of money, yeah.
Don't you want to win? But to be determined. And free agency is always fun. You get to fantasize about matchups and all that until the season starts. And the biggest story in the entire offseason of the NBA, Bronny James being drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA draft at 55, joining his father for the first ever tandem in the NBA for father-son. I just want to say this, and Black, I'll kick it to you. I get the conversations, and it's wild that all of a sudden, the scrutiny of LeBron flexing his power and making sure his son gets, it's a crazy conversation because in all the corporations around the world and all the sports leagues around the world, it happens. I'm going to give some examples. Luke Walton was the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Luke Walton was not a candidate to be a head coach in this league. He did horribly with the Lakers, and now he is the general manager of the Golden State Warriors. You want to know why? His father, the late, great Bill Walton, has the same last name and afforded his son opportunities out of Arizona to win championships in LA, be a head coach in LA, and now run one of the most successful franchises in all of sports, the Golden State Warriors. That's just an example. I don't want to hear, and I'm not going to get riled up about this, I don't want to hear that the only reason Bronny James is in the NBA is because of his dad. So what?
So what?
I don't care. Let's look at the historical landscape of what this is. I'm not going to get too deep here. We could do that on another show. But I will say this. As much talent that comes in and out the NBA, why doesn't Bronny James, why don't he deserve an opportunity? Why? He does. He's been playing his whole life. He went to USC. We know his health situation. If you watch Bronny in high school, the McDonald's All-American game, you're looking at a kid who can play basketball. Will he be his dad? Never. It's impossible to replicate what his father has done and who his father is. You're talking about the greatest basketball player to ever play the game, in my opinion. It's impossible. But what we can do is we can celebrate, we can marvel, and we can tip our cap to what LeBron James' legacy is. And his legacy is that he set out to do every single thing that he said he was going to do. And that's including 3 years ago when he started saying, I want to play with my son. And I'll be damned if he is not emphatically going to do that this year. Congratulations to the James family. Congratulations to Savannah and LeBron. And most importantly, congratulations to Bronny James, because he gets to fulfill his goal. He gets to fulfill his dream. And I am rooting for this young man to be as good as he can be and have a long career in the NBA. Black, your thoughts on Bronny being drafted with the Lakers?
Well, for me, I just think I think it was all a bunch of BS, bro, in my opinion. The kid is living his dream. You've heard him say on several occasions, he just want to call. He just want to have an opportunity. And the kid has an opportunity. Would you have like the seen his opportunity be on another team? Maybe so, but he's playing with his father. He's going. Who's been teaching him his whole life the game of basketball? His father. Like he's learned everything he's needed to learn about the NBA, which he's going to learn a lot more now that he's in the NBA. But he was able to see his father do it, and I just hate the narrative that's going around. D, like you said, with the whole thing with LeBron. You see it every day. Like you said, you see it every day in business. No one talks about the Jones brothers running the Dallas Cowboys. If Jerry Jones steps away or something happens to him, they never had no type of manager background because that's their father, and that's who they want running it. Dustin's son is on the Jaguars. No one talks about that. People in power are able to make moves, and LeBron is one of those. Is one of those people. But at the same time, like you said, who says Bronny's not deserving to have got drafted? The kid is very talented. We've been able to see him grow through social media and every basketball that he's a really good basketball player. He may be a better pro than he was a college player,
Right.
which was a small sample size.
Right.
And then the NBA game is it's more freer than college anyway. So you'll never really get the best out of a player in college because you play within the system. SD, you could probably count on your hand and you could just say ultra rural in college, but then they go to the NBA and they be so much better. You know what I'm saying? Look at Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum wasn't the best, but look at him. He's a better pro. Brandon Ingram, he wasn't the best dookie, but he's a pro.
Most college
Like
kids, most college kids get better, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's only a few that just is all rural in college. Like the top guys that you see in the NBA, they wasn't like the top guys in college or the best guys in college because they had to play within the system
You
of the
get better with
coaches.
the better competition that you play against.
Is exactly. And for Bronny, I think he's going to be a better pro. I don't know what I was kind of thinking. Well, what kind of player would he be? Would he be a nice role guy, or could you see him being a starter at some point in his career? I don't know, but I think Bronny's gonna once he's get it. The way I feel like the Lakers are doing it, keeping him playing basketballs and down to the G League, letting him get his feet wet and let him learn. I
He
feel
not
like the
going. He
Lakers are
not going to.
handling that.
He not going to the G League.
No, they announced that he's gonna play his first couple weeks in G League. I seen that. I seen that a couple days ago.
He's gonna scrimmage with them, but he's gonna be on the
Yeah,
Lakers roster. He signed a Los Angeles Lakers contract. He didn't sign a
yeah.
G League contract. He's gonna scrimmage with them during the preseason, but he's gonna be on the Lakers roster night one. Night
Yeah.
one. So he's going to
But they
be
could
on the
also,
bench.
in the NBA, they could also move you back and forth if they want to. So I'm
But no,
thinking
but listen what
something
I'm
like
saying.
that also.
But listen what I'm saying. He signed a Los Angeles Lakers contract. He didn't sign a G League contract.
Mhm.
He signed a Lakers contract. So he's going to be on that bench all season long. The thing about the G League thing, I'm not with that. He going to get better playing in the league.
Yeah,
He need to go see.
Period.
He need to go see Steph Curry. He need to go see John Morant. He need to go see all these great guards that are in the league. That's Tyrese Maxey. That's how he gonna get better. So if I'm Bronny, bro, miss me with the G League, bro. If I can get on the floor, on this 11 to 12 man roster, let me do that. And he signed a Lakers deal. So he's going to scrimmage with them doing preseason, but he ain't playing no G League games. You won't see Bronny James playing in the G League this year. You won't see that.
Yeah. It's gonna be very iffy. I think most of those guys who signed their contract, but they're on the roster. Like the guy they drafted last year from Indiana. He was on the roster for a lot of the games. He didn't play, but he also played down in the G League. But he signed a Lakers contract, so they play both ways. That's what I'm saying. I know he's going to be on the main roster, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see him playing games in the G League also.
Okay.
But and I know that's exactly what I mean. I know that's what they said, that he's going to be on the roster, but we get in basketball all the time. Those guys who get drafted, who they think can be a part of the team, signs contract for the Lakers, plays like the kid last year did, but he ended up going down to G League for some reason after he signed the contract. But I don't know. I just want to see the kid succeed, man. I just want to see him succeed and have a good career. And I really believe LeBron said something yesterday or interview today with. He said the kid just don't care. He just want to hoop. He want to play basketball. You know, and I'm proud of the kid, man. He got drafted. He was able to live his dream. Kudos to him. Kudos to the James family. And I'm happy LeBron was able to set out and, be able to still be in the league when his son get drafted. That's a big deal. And who's to say he might be in the league when his next son come on? Who's to say?
I hope not.
Who's
I
to
hope
say?
not. I hope not.
This contract right here take him to season 23. Who knows?
I hope
don't
he
know.
is. I hope he's the owner of the next NBA franchise by the time Bryce is coming out of school. That's what I hope.
So Bryce going to the 11th grade now.
I don't want to see LeBron James play with Bryce. I don't want to see that. LeBron needs to get going to the next phase.
You never know what's going on behind the scenes, my boy.
I know he'll be 43 years old. I know that.
I know that. Yeah,
I know that. And
play like he's 20.
As great LeBron as he is, I don't want to see a 43-year-old LeBron James in the NBA. I don't. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a fan. I love LeBron, but it's time to go after these next 2 years.
And LeBron said he can win one more. He feel like he can win another one.
Yeah, everybody feels that they can win one. Everybody does. Everybody does.
Dang, bro.
I'm just being real, bro. I'm just being real. All right, so we're going to transition over to the Olympics. All right, so it's Olympic season 2024. It's always fun to see these Olympic rosters come together, and boy, do we have a doozy. So me and Black was chopping it up the other day, and there are some conversations of who is going to be the starters of this team. So Black has his starting five. I have my starting five. And we're going to talk about a little bit of this team. And then, of course, we'll get into the group play that begins, I believe, Friday, I think, for the Americans. Thursday or Friday is their first game.
That's exhibition games. He's not the Olympic games.
No, I know that. But I thought they start like group play with other teams this Friday.
Yeah, exhibitions before the Olympics. Friday. Yeah.
So the members of the team, 2024 team, you got Bam Adebayo, you got Devin Booker, you got Steph Curry, you got Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, newly visaed Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Jason Tatum. Your head coach is Steve Kerr. Assistants are Mark Few, Tyrone Lue, and the great Eric Spoelstra. Now, Black, go ahead and who do you got? Who are going to be your top five? Who do you think are going to be your top five when this all begins?
Well, for me, going through a lot of these things, I was like, man, like what really makes sense for the starting five that a lineup that I could. You got two bigs. In my opinion, you got three bigs. Bam Adebayo, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis. Those are your bigs. So I'm gonna say Joel at the 5. At the 4, D. Oh man, it was really tough. But the lineup that I like Anthony Davis at the 4. Yeah. I like Anthony Davis at the 4, and then at the 3. At the 3, I'm going to put Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant at the 3, and then I'm going to put Steph Curry at the 2, and let LeBron run the point. Mm-hmm. I think because now, and you see teams like France who are just humongous, so you have to have two bigs playing in the starting 5. If you play a team like France, you have to have Embiid. You have to have Anthony Davis. Reason why I put LeBron at point, because we already seen he's capable of running the offense and knows what to do. Steph playing the 2, I think it's cheat code. That 3-point line in the Olympics is very much closer than the one in the NBA. I think there's going to be like layups for him. And then Kevin Durant is going to be Kevin Durant. So for me, I think that'll be the best starting lineup looking at what teams could give you the most problems, and France is going to be one of those teams, and Canada is going to be one of those teams. They maybe can even go small against Canada because they're not a really big team. But I want two bigs, and I definitely want defense. You have to play defense. You have to have your defensive anchor and Anthony Davis on the floor. So I'm gonna go Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James.
Yeah, we got about the same lineup, but my small forward is Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Kevin Durant's gonna come off my bench, and here's why. We're first team All NBA with Jason Tatum, meaning that he's one of the top 5 best players in the NBA coming out this past season. That's what that means. You don't have all NBA guys sitting on the bench. You don't. Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis only makes sense for those anchors down low. Jason Tatum is a first team All NBA player. I think Kevin Durant, his legacy, still a great player. I just not going to co-sign that, bro. I'm not. I'm going to go Jason Tatum to replace Kevin Durant, and he's going to come off the bench. Now, I went back and forth for Curry and Anthony Edwards, but I think the fit to start the game, and I agree with you, if Curry can roam around and just kind of walk through whatever screens he wants and basically be untouchable, because that's what he's going to be on the offensive side, catch and shoot anywhere on the floor, that's going to be it. And it just makes sense for LeBron to run the point. We were concerned about who was going to be the true point guard to anchor this team. It ain't Devin Booker. It ain't Drew Holiday. Dame Lillard is not on this team. So it's like, even if he was on this team, and you know, Halliburton's out there, but I think that LeBron at this stage of his career,
makes the
his
most sense.
IQ, it makes the most sense because he ran the point forward for his last championship team in LA. He ran the point forward in the bubble to help the Lakers win that championship, and he'll run the point forward here in the Olympics. It just makes the most sense because you don't need LeBron to be down low with the presence of Bam Adebayo and Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid. I mean, you got a lot of great rebounding guards here with Drew Holiday, Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant. I mean, you got guys who can rebound. LeBron is not going to be needed down on the block to try to secure the rebounds. You're going to need him to run the show. And I think the bench is going to be epic. I think guys like Devin Booker are probably going to be fighting for playing time, and Tyrese Halliburton. I think they're going to be fighting for playing time because if you need defensive presence, put me Drew Holiday and Kawhi Leonard out there. If I need some lockups, put them out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Halliburton and Booker won't get play. Obviously, Kevin Durant's going to get his minute, and he very well might be the starter. That's just my opinion. I will put Tatum out there to start. I think he fits better with that lineup with Embiid, Davis, Curry, and LeBron. But I think this team is very stacked, 1 through 5. It's always been like a gap here and there with our previous Olympic teams. And the world is getting better. I mean, Canada's getting better. You know, you got Shea, you got RJ Barrett, you got Dylan Brooks. Of course, we already know what's going over there with France with Gobert and Wemby over there. And they have a couple of other pieces over there that can really shoot the ball over in France. Of course, you can never forget about Spain.
Yeah.
You have Spain. They're always really good, great ball handlers, great shooters in Spain. They always have been that. And then, you know, you have who?
Greece with Giannis.
Yeah, but they going home. They don't have a lot there in Greece to go up against the Americans. They don't have enough there to go up against France. They don't have enough there to even, I think they could compete with Canada. But if you look at the rosters, they don't have enough. Salute to Giannis for getting his native homeland to the Olympics for the first time. But I'm not being funny. I think Giannis is going to do Giannis things. Yeah. We're going to quickly find out that he ain't got Middleton and Dame Lillard out there when he passing them the ball. When you're dealing with the Americans, the Canadians, and then the Frenchmen, I think that light's going to go out real quick for Greece, but salute to him for making the Olympics. So top to bottom, I love the roster. Joel Embiid. I wonder how the people of Cameroon feel.
They don't have a team.
They don't have a team?
No, that's why he went for American citizenship, so he would be able to play in the Olympics.
I didn't know they didn't have a team. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have a basketball team.
Okay, well, shout out to Joel for his citizenship and him he's going to be the most dominant force in the Olympics.
Let me ask you this: with the Olympics, I heard what you were saying with the NBA and Jason Tatum. Do you think it's totally different with the Olympics? You got to look at it a different way.
Like what?
As far as how your brand of basketball that you're going to play, it's much different from the NBA.
It is, but all these guys have the IQ. They have the
Yeah.
IQ. So I don't think it's going to be different at all. I think you have to
The
look.
game is different. The game's
No,
different.
no,
The
no, no.
rules are
The game
different.
is different, but all
Yeah.
these guys have the IQ. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have it. You're dealing with top-notch mental basketball players here. Like these are the best
Yeah.
literally in the world. So I'm not really concerned about the different style. I think, when you get them together with the practices and the film room study and all that they're going to do to get ready, by the time the first game of the Olympic Games start, I mean, I don't think there'll be zero hiccups. Obviously, you have experienced guys in the Olympics, Booker, Durant. I know this is Curry's first time. You got LeBron, you got Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum. You got guys who've been on these Olympic teams before. They'll be ready to go. I don't think it's going to be nothing for Anthony Davis and Steph Curry and Joel Embiid. Nah. No, I don't think it'll be a problem.
So you don't you don't see any type of challenges that these other countries could put up for the US and make it kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
difficult for them?
No. You're going to have competitive games for sure in the Olympics. I think when they go up against that French team, that's going to be a sensational event to watch the bigs of Wembanyama and Gobert. What can Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid, how can they take them out of the game to allow the shooting? How can LeBron facilitate over the taller Frenchmen? The Canadian kids, they some dogs, man. Barrett, Dylan Brooks, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on the
And
perimeter. They're going to
Murray,
be,
don't forget about Murray.
Jamal Murray. They're going to be very formidable with the guards, but where they're going to get in trouble is on the inside. Bam, AD, and Embiid are going to destroy them.
Now, let me tell you this. Could you see a scenario real quick? Could you see a scenario where we could see different lineups for different games?
No, I think you have your starting five all the way through. I think you have your starting five all. Now, if they face a team that gave them a hard time, let's say in the earlier rounds, and let's say they see Spain in the second game, and it's a close matchup, I could see an adjustment being made if they play Spain in the championship round. I could see that. Like how when Kobe had to enter into the starting lineup when they faced Spain in the finals on when Kobe's last Olympics. So I could see something like that, but I don't think that Steve Kerr is going to tour around. Okay, we're going to start Anthony Edwards this game, and then we're going to start Curry. No, you got to have chemistry. You still got to have chemistry. They're over there for 2-3 weeks. You got to have chemistry, in the Olympics. So when the pool is better, the game of basketball is look, you got so much of the foreign countries producing your Giannis's and your Lucas, and it's over they're over in the NBA, and you're going to see it on Wembanyama. You're going to see it on full display in the Olympics. You just are, but of course, being biased,
hate we ain't gonna have. Yeah, I hate that we ain't gonna have Luka in this team didn't qualify. So
yeah, because they ain't good.
Yeah, they trash. Yeah,
they're not good. But I think you're going to get
another sneaky good team. D that's country. Australia has a really sneaky good team.
They do.
I don't know if
They
you
do.
see
They
their
can play.
roster
They
with
can play.
Josh Giddey, Josh Green. What's the defensive guard that played for the Sixers? Thibault, I think that's the name. Thibault, something. He got a weird last name. Got a weird last name, but he plays for
Thibault.
Yeah, they got him there, and then I think who else was on there? Oh, the shooter. Oh man, what's his name? I just looked at it too. I forgot his name. He a shooter. He played for the Orlando Magic last year and played for you. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but they got a sneaky good roster.
Yeah,
sneaky good roster, D. So
not a good team.
The game's so widespread, so it's going to be. I think it's going to be fun. But I'm not going to say by far, but we on paper we're the most superior out of these countries.
Shouldn't lose a game.
And I don't see. Yeah, we shouldn't lose. Like you say, it could be some really close ones,
Yes.
but we shouldn't lose a game.
Yes.
And this man, like I could just imagine, like even the starting fives we seeing, like what's the sixth man gonna come off the bench? Anthony L. Yours will probably be Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Durant.
If you're not starting them, mine
Durant.
mine was I was gonna say Jason Tatum, Ant Man could be a mix of, it's just so much talent, man, from top to bottom. And what outside of what Drew Holiday, everybody on this team is the man on their team in the NBA. It's the man, like it's the dog on their team. So
Yep.
like this is a really, really good team. But I think defensively, we're gonna be able to score. That's not gonna be a problem. I think defensively, we're gonna have to really. That's what's gonna win us this gold medal defensively. We
Well,
can
they're
outscore a lot of teams.
gonna have to play defensively as a unit because you don't have any
That's the
lockup
thing.
defenders. You don't have any lockdown defenders on this team. I mean, don't get me wrong.
You got you got
Embiid and
Drew and
who?
Kawhi.
No, you got Embiid and you got Anthony Davis down low. They're going to control everything. But let's call a spade a spade. We're not talking about a young Kawhi Leonard here. If
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard is healthy, if he is healthy, then he can defend. I don't know if he's healthy. I don't know how much he's going to play. I don't know how much he's going to play. They say he's healthy. They say he's ready to go, but we're going to see.
Okay.
We're going to see. So you can't depend on LeBron to go down on the wings and try to lock somebody up. So you know what's going to come down to? It's going to come down to Jason Tatum. It's going to come down to Anthony Edwards. It's going to come down to those young bulls in the league to show them legs. That's what it's going to come down to.
And Drew Holiday, you forget
about Drew Holiday as well. That's what it's going to come down to. So as far as like any lockup scenarios, I don't see the U.S. having any. The anchor is going to come on the back end, and that's what you need. Can you rebound? Can you block shots? And can you change shots when people coming down to the block? Yes, the Americans can, and they will. They will. I just hope by God's grace everybody stays healthy and everybody can play every game, and then we can get to this gold medal game. And like I know, when you have Olympic years, Black, that NBA season, that following NBA season, it's crazy. Because all of these guys have been playing over the summer, and they are in shape going into camp. They're feeling really, really good, and you're going to get some great NBA basketball from these Olympic players who are going to win it, because we're going to win the gold. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. These gold medal American basketball players. You know what I mean? So, and one thing I want to highlight, because, enjoy this, because this will be the last time LeBron James is on the Olympic team. This will be the last time. I mean, this will probably be the last time for Kawhi Leonard to be on the Olympic team. This will probably be the last time for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, this is it for Durant
to be on the Olympic team. So you have some guys on here. Drew Holiday. You might not see Drew Holiday again on the Olympic team. There's some guys on here. This is going to be our last time seeing them in an American USA basketball jersey for the Olympics. So it's going to be a lot of savoring the moment, seeing these guys have these opportunities to bring home gold for the United States. So keep that in mind while you guys are watching these Olympic Games, because the tide's going to turn. More youth movement, more guys like Brunson and Halliburton and all these guys, they're going to be start moving into those roles when you start talking Olympic basketball in another 4 years. So just keep that in mind while we're watching, man. Last time we'll see a lot of these guys in USA basketball jerseys.
Yeah. It just got an alert, man. Shout out to Jason Tatum. They're going to allow him to wear number 10 in the Olympics. I like that.
That's dope.
That's dope. They're going to wear number 10. I like that. I like that he's going to wear that number.
Yeah, if anybody was going to wear it, he is either him or Booker. I know Booker's relationship with Bryant was Kobe was one of those ones, but I'm not mad about it. A part of me wants to say leave it alone. A part of me wants to, but that's selfishly because Kobe's my favorite player ever. If you know me at all,
they're just honoring him. I think it's just an honor.
I get that, but I think sometimes honor him with your play. But I'm not mad about Tatum wearing it. I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it. All right. So yeah, the Olympics get ready to kick off at the end of the month. Got some exhibition games coming up this Friday through the weekend. So happy about that. So here on the Sports Test Live, as we go through summer, we're gonna give some topics. As a matter of fact, you guys watching, if you're watching this content, if there's something y'all want to hear us discuss, let us know down below in the comments. We have an email down below. Hit us up on the email, drop it below in the comments. If there's something that you haven't heard our takes on or something that you want us to discuss, this is the time of year where we have that open forum where we can discuss those things as we patiently await the upcoming football season this summer, this fall. All right. So keep that in mind. If some of you want us to, talk about or discuss or debate, drop it below in the comments. Hit us up on the Sports Stats Live email and let's talk about it for sure. All right. So, as always, y'all, we're going to be transforming the Sports Stats Live yet again, going into football season. We're going to be taking these episodes and we're going to be putting them on Apple. So on your podcasts, on iTunes, your SoundClouds, your Spotify's, this coming fall, when we get to football season, we will be having these very episodes so you guys can listen to them audibly. It just makes sense. Sometimes you don't have time to watch TV or watch something on your phone. You might be at the gym. You might be at the office. You might be driving in your car. You might be at a kid's soccer practice. You might be somewhere where you're not able to sit down and enjoy visual content. Therefore, you can pop in your headphones and listen to what we have to say. All right, so that is coming. Sports Stats Live will be on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud this coming fall for the upcoming football season and beyond. All right. So Black, anything before we wrap this one up, my man?
Yeah, real quick. Just want to give a special congratulations to who D calls the blue-eyed angel, T-Law, Trevor Lawrence. Congratulations to him and his wife on suspecting their first child. Beautiful thing to bring life into the world. Congratulations to him. They're going to be having a baby girl. So shout out to Trevor Lawrence and his beautiful wife.
Absolutely. Shout out T-Law because they sure got enough money to take care of baby girl.
Yeah.
Enough money to take care of baby girl for sure. So shout out and salute to T-Law and his beautiful family for sure. All right. So be sure to hit that thumbs up for us. Hit that subscribe button for us. We always appreciate the love. We appreciate everything that you guys do positively for this channel. And we're going to continue to grow. All right. So stick with us. Rock with us. We got some dope content on the way as we get ready for football season. And we're really excited to get that rolling, man. So until next time, y'all be cool. Y'all be safe. Y'all take care of yourselves. And we'll see y'all very soon on the very next episode of the Sports Stats Live. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, man. And until next time, of course, peace, y'all. Be easy.